Hi everyone, welcome to the lecture number 12 of unit number 1 matrices. In this lecture, we'll continue with the examples on linear transformation. Okay, so basically in this video, I'm going to cover the examples based on linear transformation, that is L dot T dot, and composite linear transformation. Okay, so first example, given the transformation actually, y equal to this matrix into x1, x2, x3. Okay, find the coordinate x1, x2, x3 in x corresponding to 1, 2, minus 1, 1 in y. Okay, so this is like y equal to a matrix into x matrix. Okay, so this is like transformation y equal to ax, so that I have written. Okay, this is the given transformation. What you need to find, you need to find the coordinate x1, x2, x3 in x. This x1, x2, x3 you need to calculate for this value of vector y, this value of vector in y, that is value of y is given as 1, 2, minus 1. By taking the value of y as 1, 2, minus 1, 1, calculate the corresponding x. Okay, so let us put the value of y in this equation. This is a into x, and this is value of y I have substituted. Now if you see these three matrices, it is like the product of a with x, and it results in some constant matrix b. So this is like a non-homogeneous system. This we have already done, right? Ax equal to b. So whenever you have such type of problem based on the linear transformation, you will get ultimately a non-homogeneous system. And we know how to solve this non-homogeneous system. Consider augmented matrix a comma b, this matrix, and add one column b. Now reduce it to row echelon form. Okay, so we will follow the same procedure of non-homogeneous system here. So first I will interchange the row, brought one here. Okay, then apply the transformation. This is the first pivot entry. Now for getting the row echelon form, we'll make these two entries 0. So these are the transformation for that. After performing that two transformation, we'll get 0, 0 here. Now next pivot is this, right? Now below this pivot we are going to make 0, so the transformation is R3 minus R2. So after that transformation, finally you will get this matrix in row echelon form. So this is the first pivot entry, first row's pivot, second row's pivot, third row's pivot. You can clearly see this pivot is appearing out to the right of the previous pivot, this pivot is appearing to the right of the previous pivot. So this is the row echelon form. Finally we have obtained the row echelon form. So after row echelon form, you can compare the rank of A is equal to rank of AB, right? Hence the system is, and it is equal to the 3, which is equal to number of unknowns. Hence it will have a unique solution, right? Whenever the rank of the matrix is equal to the number of unknowns, it will have a unique solution. This will get the unique values of x1, x2, x3, which are the unknown of the system. Now for getting that, what we do, we rewrite the equations from this echelon form. On rewriting equation, first equation will be x1, the unknowns are x1, x2, x3, x1 plus x2 plus 2x3 equal to 2. Second equation, minus x2 minus x3 minus x2 minus 3x3 equal to minus 3, and the last equation is minus x3 equal to 0. Now minus x3 equal to 0 means x3 equal to 0. If you put x3 equal to 0 here, you will get x2 as 3, and if you put these two values, obtained values in previous equation, you will get x1 as minus 1. So finally you will get your unknown x of that system, x1, x2, x3 as minus 1, 3, 0. Okay, which is the unknown vector of this system ax equal to b. This value we have obtained, and which is the required value. So whenever you have such type of problem in front of you, means if they give you the value of x, and if they ask you why, then by simple multiplication of matrices we can get that value. But if they give this side value, and if they ask you this side value, in that case you need to solve again a non-homogeneous system of linear equation. Okay, so in that way you can obtain the required vector. Now next problem is also based on the linear transformation. Find the linear operator. Here we need to calculate the linear operator that maps the vectors 1, 1 and 3 minus 2 into the vectors 2, 1 and 1 comma 2 respectively. So here we need to calculate that operator, and vectors are given. Okay, it is two-dimensional vectors. Fine. So it is 2 by 1 and we are going to operate these two-dimensional vectors are mapping to two-dimensional vectors. Hence the order of the matrix will be 2 by 2. Okay, one more thing I want to tell you, when we map a vector from m dimensional space to n dimensional space, okay, m dimensional, when the vector of m dimensional space get mapped to n dimensional space, then the order of the matrix of the transformation is n cross m. Okay, this n cross m, and if both vectors of same dimension, it will be a square matrix of order whatever the dimension is. Okay, so here we are having vectors mapped, two dimensional vector is mapped to two dimensional vector, both are two dimensional vectors. So the order of the matrix will be 2 cross 2, that is 2 by 2 matrix, and this operator we have to calculate, okay, which maps these vectors. So it is, as it is 2 by 2, it will have 4 entries, let us say A, B, C, D. These A, B, C, D values we need to calculate. Let this be the required operator which maps these two vectors to these two vectors. Now we are going to use the given condition. What are the given conditions? The matrix A, B, C, D maps the vector 1 1 to 2 1. So 1 1 is mapped to 2 1. You can see here 1 1 is mapped to 2 1, and this mapped to 1 2. 3 minus 2 is mapped to 1 2. So that I have written here in matrix form. Okay. Now from first equation, if you do the multiplication, you will get two equations. A plus B equal to first entry, that is 2. C D into 1 1, that is C plus D equal to the second entry, C plus D equal to 1. Similarly, from second multiplication, we will get two more equations. 3A minus 2B equal to 1 and 3C minus 2D equal to 2. Now in front of us we are having two system of equations. Means if you see the first equations of the both the if you see the first two equations, they are in the form of A and B. So we are having two simultaneous equations in two unknowns. In second line we have two simultaneous equations in the unknowns C and D. So on solving them simultaneously, we will get the values of A, B, C, D as, if you solve these two simultaneously, we will get A equal to 1, B equal to 1. You can check. And C equal to 4 by 5, D equal to 1 by 5 after solving the last two. So finally, we will have all the values of A, B, C, D, and if you put that in the matrix A, your matrix operator, required operator will look like 1, 1, 4 by 5, 1 by 5 is the required operator. Okay. So whenever they will provide you such a mapping, you need to consider the operator as in the form of a constants, and by getting such equations you can determine that operator also. Okay, in previous example we have determined the vector operator was given, and we have determined the vector, and here the mapping is given, vectors are given, and we have determined the operator. Now another problem, this problem is based on the composite linear transformation. Okay, let us see what type of problem we have on that transformation. Express x1 x2 in terms of z1 z2, okay, and given x1 equal to 3y1 plus 5y2, x2 equal to minus y1 plus 7y2, and another one y1 equal to z1 plus 3z2, y2 equal to 4z1. If you see here, we are having values of x in terms of y, here we have value of y in terms of z, and we need to express x in terms of z. Okay, so these values, these equations are nothing but the transformations. Okay, given transformations are, here we have x in terms of y, so it can be written as x equal to some matrix into y, okay, where A is the coefficient matrix here. Now y equal to some matrix B into z, where B is the coefficient matrix of this transformation. So two transformations are given, and we need to find the third one, and that third one will be the composite linear transformation of these two. Okay, now let us see, here we are having value of A, coefficient matrix of this transformation, coefficient matrix of this transformation B. Okay, now x equal to ay means it maps vector y to vector x. Y is mapped to x under this transformation, and the second transformation z goes to y. So z is mapped to y. When we operate B on z, we get a vector y. It means z goes to y. Okay, now if you see this arrow diagram, z goes to y, y goes to x. So what ultimately, z will go to x, z goes to y, y goes to x, so z will go to x. So the composite transformation will be from z to x. So this two will imply the transformation that maps z to x will be given by. Now we are going to make use of these two. Okay, now if you see x equal to ay and this is y equal to bz, so this value of y we can put in this equation. So let us do that. X equal to ay, this value of y I am replacing here bz, so I will get x equal to a into b z. Now this will be the composite transformation which maps z to x, okay, and that will give us the values of x1 x2 in terms of z1 z2. That is what is asked. Okay, now we just have to calculate this a into b, x equal to a into b into equal to z, x equal to a into b into z. So x equal to a into b the matrix, two matrices I have written, and into Z. X I have replaced x1, x2. X, it is the value of x vector, and Z vector is z1, z2. And multiplication of these two matrices will be 23, 9, 27, minus 3. And again, after doing the multiplication of these two, we'll get 23 into z1 plus 9 into z2 equal to first entry, that is x1, and x2 equal to 27 z1 minus 3 z2, right? And these are the required values of x1, x2 in terms of z1, z2. This is how you can do it. Okay, so whatever transformations are given to you, write them in matrix form and identify the composite linear transformation. And finally, after getting the composite linear transformation, just do the multiplication and get your required x1, x2 in terms of z1, z2. The similar type of problem I have given for practice. Express x1, x2 in terms of z1, z2. Only the equations are changed. One more time you repeat the entire calculations. Only the matrices will be different. Proceed like previous example. You will get the finally x1, x2 in terms of z1, z2. Now another problem for practice. Show that this transformation y1 equal to this, y2 equal to this, and y3 equal to this. So it will be a 3 by 3 matrix here. Show that this transformation is regular. Okay, so what do we mean by a regular transformation? A transformation is regular if and only if its determinant of that matrix of the transformation is non-zero. Okay, so you need to show that the whatever coefficient matrix you'll get, its determinant is not equal to 0. That you need to prove. And once you prove that, you can say that the given transformation is a regular transformation. And along with this, one more additional thing you need to do: find the coordinates of x1, x2, x3 in x corresponding to 2, 3, 0 in y. So this is like first example that we have solved in this video. The value of y is given and you need to calculate the value of x. So you put in that y equal to x, the value of y, you will get a non-homogeneous system. Solve that non-homogeneous system and get the value of x. One example we have done already. So in this example, first you show that it is regular, then you calculate the y. Finally, determine a, b, c if a equal to this matrix and it is orthogonal. One problem in the previous video we have solved of this type. Under the condition that this matrix is orthogonal, calculate ABC. Okay, so you take the A, you apply the definition A into A transpose equal to identity matrix. Take the multiplication of these two matrices, compare two matrices, you'll get some equation in ABC. Take the suitable equations in ABC and determine the values of A, B, C. One problem also we have solved in previous video of this type. Okay, so that's it from the linear transformation part. Now in coming video we are going to start the last part of this unit, that is the eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Okay, thank you.